So I had intended on making this video a video about recording my acoustic piano to make some more music, which is something I've not done much of since I got the piano. However, there is one big problem. And the problem is I'm just fully addicted to buying new VSTs. So when I found some new VSTs that were reminiscent of Labs and Spitfire audio, I just had to download them and try and make a track out of them. If you've seen any of my previous videos, you'll know that I love Spitfire audio, and I'm not trying to say that this is going to completely overrule anything Spitfire audio has ever done, but there was something about these sounds that had a sort of Spitfire audio flair, but it was also something that Spitfire had never done, so it was a bit of a different avenue and a different niche altogether. So I'm fully excited to try and make a beat out of these. There's some free plugins and there is some paid plugins which I downloaded. There was too many to choose from, so I just picked a couple that sounded the most interesting to me, but I'm going to make a track out of them and I'm going to show off what they are. So the plugins that I'm talking about are by a company called Orchestral Tools, and they've got their own sort of instrument player called the Sign Player. And if you download that at the moment, you get, I think, 5 or 6 different instruments. So you get like strings, a piano, some percussive stuff, all completely free. In a similar vein to the Labs, it's just high quality samples that are free to download in the hopes that you'll go on and get some of their more expensive plugins. But the free stuff by itself is great, and there are some really cool and interesting plugin bundles that you can get. So I'm going to demonstrate a few of them in this video, as well as all of the free stuff. Plus, as always, there's going to be a competition to win any of the paid VSTs that I show in this video. And there's some really interesting and unique plugins that I'll demonstrate shortly. So all you got to do to enter is hit the subscribe button, drop a like on the video, and drop a comment on the video, and I'll pick someone at random as soon as we hit 300 likes. So I'm just going to kick things off by demoing some of the sounds I've downloaded, and then I'll finish it off by making a beat out of it. So if you head over to orchestraltools.com, you'll be greeted with this homepage. If you click the Sign Factory section, it'll show you some of the free instruments that you can get with the Sign Player. So you've got stuff like this ukulele, some percussion, string ensemble, and a really nice felt piano. And the nice thing is, it's quite different to your sort of Labs soft piano and your Imago piano. It's a little bit more, it sort of feels more of like a room recording, if that makes any sense, but it sounds really nice. So yeah, there's some really great sounds that you can get for free. All you got to do is hit get sign, and you can download their Sign Player. So once it's downloaded, you can open it as a standalone player, or you can go into your DAW and open it as a audio VST. And then you've got this library section, which is the first one that opens. But if you go over to My Licenses, you can then see all of the free stuff available and choose which ones you want to download. And it'll tell you, ask you where you want to download it. Hit where it is, and it'll download. So this is all the free stuff that I've downloaded here. And I also downloaded these 3 creative sound packs, which are not free, but I'll break that down in a minute as well. So head over to the library and you can click browse, and it'll show you all of the individual patches. So if I, for example, throw in the full orchestra, I can start to play it straight away. So they all sound really amazing. There's great recordings. I can go over here to adjust the volume. You can control the legato volume there, envelope filters, the dynamics, and control the round robins here. And then the great thing about this is usually they've got a key switch somewhere. So if you look down here, the yellow switches are going to switch between the different articulations. So I can play with one hand and then switch to a different articulation with the other hand, which is great for a lot of the brass stuff. And for stuff like the ukulele, you can switch between chords and notes while you play seamlessly, which is pretty nice to have. So if they've got different articulations, you'll see them here, and I'll show you where to switch them. It's not always there. You can move the key switch as well if you want to. But yeah, that is the general gist of it. If you go over to performance, it just shows you the switches. And on the mixer, you can control the different levels. So you've got the tree and the close mic. Often there'll be room mics, or they might have like 6, 7 different mics in there. You got your options there for different MIDI controls as well. So this layers is like one of the free ones, but you've also got stuff like the grand piano. So similar to labs, they are really high quality samples, especially considering they are free. Obviously, the intention is that they'll lure you in and you'll buy some of their paid plugins, which I have to say, from what I've heard so far, are amazing. But yeah, you can just download them for free and that is it. So that's the grand, or the more useful in electronic lo-fi music might be the Spindle, which is their felt piano. So that sounds like this. And the thing I love about this is the higher notes. They've got such a soft but gentle, really well-rounded sound. A lot of the felt pianos can be a little bit much, especially in the higher octave. But yeah, sounds amazing. And then you've got stuff like the ukulele. So if I right-click, remove that, I can browse and drop in the ukulele. So the single notes sound cool. And as I said, you can switch between notes and chords. So you could definitely get a track going with that. And yeah, there's multiple things. The organ, some strings, horns, acoustic guitar, percussion. And then within the percussion, you've got different patches as well. So we could drop that on there. Nice. And then, yeah, maybe some more like generally usable stuff like shakers and that sort of thing. And they sound really nice and natural. Definitely better than using some one-shots. So yeah, it gives a really nice natural shaker sounds. And yeah, these are all free. Would definitely recommend checking them out because it can't hurt to have them in your arsenal. Some really nice stuff. If you're into like strings and horns and stuff, the more orchestral side of things, they also sound amazing as well. But then for me, I couldn't stop at some freebies. I was lured in by a few of their different plugins. So firstly, you can't have enough pianos. I love the sound of the free piano, so I thought, why not try the living room piano? So these have all got, you know, additional sound design and settings as well. So I can click on the felt, for example, and it's sort of reminiscent of Noir by Native Instruments. I think they've probably had some inspiration from there with the whole felt pure thing. Really emotive. I'm a big fan of the low as well. Such a soft, dark, warm tone. Yeah, really beautiful stuff. Definitely going to get some use out of this. Can't hurt to have another great sounding piano in the arsenal. And it's a little bit different than the other stuff I've got, which is always nice. They've also made some sort of pads and stuff with this one as well. Which is the stuff I love. Sprinkle in some texture. Just notice then you can pitch up and down, which is cool. Nice feature to have. I'll remove that. So yeah, this has got some pads, basses, plucks, etc. Looking forward to trying this out. I'll definitely be using this in the beat that I make in a minute. And then of course, I also got some more vocal textures. So this is Babble, which is some nice, soft vocals, which I love to stack into tracks. Again, you can use the key switch, which is up here by default. These sound beautiful. That could work in a track as well. So yeah, that's the ensemble. You can click different soprano, bass, alto. And of course, they've made some lush pads as well. Beautiful textures. Grainy whispers. Okay, definitely going to get some use out of this. Can't get enough vocal textures. And then finally, I went for a little bit of a weird one. There are a few weird ones in there. This one is the Shamanic Ritual Ensemble. So lo-fi beats to perform rituals to. Nice. They've got some nice flutes, which is one of the main selling points for me. And then you can switch between different patches. Nice, that's going to definitely get some use. More single instruments, you got the high flute, mid flute, low flute. So different. Wow, that sounds nice. Plenty of things to pick from. Really nice, beautiful, natural textures for different tracks. The vocals was from the demo a little bit intense, but could be cool. Nice. Definitely going to make some use of that. So yeah, anyway, that's a quick overview of some of these, but there's loads more. If you go to store, you can listen to some. A lot of them are very orchestral, which I don't really need anything of. But there's some more creative sound packs, I think they call it, which are a little bit more interesting. So they've got soft brass, vocal additions, guitars, some more vocals, a lot of percussion. They had this forest percussion, which is cool. I'd probably be tempted by it at some point. So yeah, loads of cool stuff to listen to and try out in here. But for now, what I'm going to do is try and make a beat using some of these new sounds that I've got. It's always nice to have new sounds and inspiration because it can make some more unique tracks. So I'll be doing that, and then I'll break down exactly what I've done. So yeah, catch you in a minute. So I mean, this is my first time using this plugin, using any of these plugins. I downloaded them last night to make the video today. So it's my first time trying them out, and I have to say they sound amazing. So I'm just going to press play and you can hear what I've been working on. Right, so I'll just break down what I've used. So I've added just my usual market atmosphere. This was from, I think, Dreamy Lo-Fi Hip Hop Volume 2, my sample pack. And I started off with a nice sort of warm chord progression. I'm in 4/4 time and I'm in 70 BPM as well. Started off with the patina felt. Sounds like this. Really love this, super emotive and warm. And I just layered in the free felt, cutting the low end and a little bit of the top end. Just adds a little bit more of an interesting tone. You can see here I've used some velocity MIDI effects as well. That's just making sure that when I'm playing, it's nice and soft. So I've got the piano, and then I've layered a little piano top, which is from the free felt piano again. Spindle. I just think it's got a really nice crisp top end, but it's still like soft and fits the lo-fi vibe. And I've layered a bit of spaced out reverb on there by Baby Audio. You can check that out in the description down below if you're interested. Next up, I've got this Vox. I've got a few effects on here. So this Vox is from Babel. So it's the alto, sustain, vowel, morph. A lot of these I've used the expression pedal. The expression pedal just works with all this stuff, usually just to add a bit of volume. And the modulation does some stuff as well on some of these patches. So, little vocal texture, some saturation with Radiator there from Baby Audio, not Baby Audio, Sound Toys. Spaced out again. quite heavy. I'm always going for this lush setting. And then I've got Portal with Vox Drag, which is doing a little bit of delay, and I've got some filter on there as well. And then I've also got a second, which is the same thing, but I pitched it down an octave, which beefs it out a bit. And then this funky Vox, it's got a more extreme effect from Portal. So this is Rain and Chill, super fitting name, and it's sort of pitching, delaying, doing something to it. Yeah, and then I've got an auto filter cutting the highs and lows, and again some spaced out. I've spaced out most things on here just to make it super ambient, but you can hear that sort of electronic chime is just taking the vocal, passing it through Portal. Next I've got Creepy, which is whispers. I don't know if you can hear it very well, but yeah, it's effectively just vocal whispers that I've used half time to pitch down, so it's played at half speed, cut the low end because it was a little bit too grumbly, and that is it. But it just adds a nice little bit of eerie texture to the track. And finally in the intro I had the 3 strings, which were really warm and soft. That was from Layers, which is one of the free things you can get. It was the full orchestra. So that's the introduction. And then when the drums drop in, so the first one is this, which is a flute. I know it says strings, but it is a flute. It's the attempted flight patch echoing flute morph from Babel. So if you go to, no it's not, it's from Umbra. If you go to processed pads, it's that one. They've got so many cool pads in this. I barely scratched the surface, but when I was messing with it, there's some really nice textural stuff, which I love. And then I've got some vocals. So the Humming Man from Umbra with Sustain from Babel. And these I've got Taip, which is saturation. Giving a bit of drive and a little bit of sort of tape wobble. I've got that on all of them. And some filtering and spaced out again. I think that's pretty much it. I've got this flute as well. And that's from Umbra, mid flute, sustain, STR, Vib. And then yeah, so in context. So yeah, that pretty much covers it. I just use my usual drums, ML Dusty Kick, and my usual snare from Dreamy Lofi Hip Hop Volume 2 sample pack. Really, really loving these. There's a couple more that were really tempting me, but I'm going to try and get a lot of use out of these that I've bought so far before I get any more. But yeah, I'm signed up to their mailing list because I think whenever they drop something new, it seems to be discounted for like an entry promo thing. So sign up for that just to make sure I could potentially get some good deals in the future. But yeah, what did you think of the track and the video? Are you tempted to get these plugins at all? Or am I just a bit too addicted to buying VSTs and need to stop? Let me know in the comments down below if there's any new VSTs that you've picked up yourself. Be sure to enter the competition if you want to win the prize, which is any of the 3 paid plugins that I talked about. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.